C.
Nice.
Okay. I'm now going to put that into, oh no, should I put it into the original? I should put it into the original, that's way quicker and easier. Yep, should put it into the original. Alright. Well, no, because that's self. I'm okay to leave that as the show, I think. Yeah, so if you have to do this in an exam, you draw this thing based on that, and then just justify why it has to be this shape based on the original. And therefore, A has to be a local maximum. So that's okay, I'll leave it there. Otherwise we're getting a bit far away from year 11, really. Cool, okay.
That's okay.
Next bit, find A and B, given the stationary points are x equals 3 and x equals 4, at x equals 3 and x equals 4. Cool, how we do it?
Sub them into the equations.
Okay, sum what into where?
Sub x equals 3 into the coordinate.
Into the,
Coordinate.
which coordinates?
That x equals a plus.
Beautiful, so this guy and this guy. Yeah? Okay, which one do you want to be which?
That x equals 8.
X. Okay, I've got 3 and 4. Which one am I going to do 3? Which one am I going to do 4?
Oh, you do 4 for the you do 4 for the right one and the left one.
Okay, why?
Because 4 is the bigger number and 8 is the maximum.
Wait. Should you go 3 into a plus 2b, go to 3 and 4 into x equals a?
Okay, good. Why?
That's what I said.
No, is it the exact opposite?
Oh,
Because-
so no, I said 4 equals 8. Like you sub 4 into the x equals 8.
Yeah, no, he's saying 3 is 8.
Oh, so it's
Exact opposite. Okay, why do you do that way?
I just sort of looked at the denominator for the first one, what's over 3. I know it's got nothing to do with b, but...
Okay, then no. Correct answer for the wrong reason, which is just as bad.
I got the wrong answer for the right reason.
No.
So
As soon as your reasoning is wrong, you cap this. Right? Because the whole thing of methods, unsurprisingly, is the method. Which of these is bigger?
We don't know. Oh,
Don't you?
no, it'd be... Yeah, what?
x equals 8 is.
The left one.
Why is the left one bigger?
Because B is bigger than A, and then
Right,
A and 2B.
So we take A plus 2B on 3. We know that B is bigger than A from way back at the start. Therefore, this has to be bigger than 2A. 2A plus 1A, 3A. 3A divided by 3, A. But this had to be bigger than that, so it has to be bigger than A. So, therefore, all of this has to be bigger than A. Cool. Well, this one's A, so this must be the smaller one. Cool, okay. So now we go through, therefore x equals A plus 2B plus 3 has to be the bigger of the two, which would be 4, and x equals A has to be the smaller of the two, which would have been 3. There is another way you could have recognised this super quick. Look at the graph. Oh,
3 and
this
4.
one's smaller, 3, 4. Drawing helps a lot, right? Because so many things automatically come out in a drawing that don't obviously happen in the algebra. So whenever you can draw, I suggest you go. Having said that, make sure you draw accurately and you don't assume anything. Anyway.
We still have to solve for b.
Yes, we still do have to solve for that. So conveniently, we've got A for 3. Brilliant. If this was like A plus B equal 3 or something, right, how would you solve this? If I had this and this would have an A and a B in it.
Probably simultaneous or...
Simultaneous, right, because I've got 2 equations with 2 unknowns.
Or substitution.
Well, yeah, but substitution is simultaneous. So it's,
Oh, yeah.
okay. Cool. Conveniently though, this is already given it to me, so 3 plus 2b plus 3 equals 4. You can do this manually, or you can do it on a CAS. Up to you, whichever way you want to do it. Well, I think B equals 9 on 2.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oops, that's supposed to be a 2.
What am I saying? I'm just
Is that what it's supposed to be? Yep, no, so. Negative 3. Yep. Cool, so we've got done.
No.
Yeah, is that the easiest thing in the world? No. We prolong all the rest of it. Most of what will take up your time is actually typing into the CAS at the end of the day. Alright. Or after you get reasonably good at the actual thinking in the math, typing actually takes longer, which is why most of the time I won't even bother to touch CAS. Because it takes so long to type and there's so many typos that you make, you go, oh, hang on, no, backspace, no, I don't want that to go there, I want this to go here. And by the time you deal with all that, you could have done it by hand so much quicker. Having said that, there are certain things where you could attempt to do it by hand and you'll just get stuck in the algebra because it just gets really messy, and that definitely happens in exam 2. So you want to be quick with the CAS, and you want to be quick by hand. Right, so that you can judge, well, which way am I going to go for this? If you look at it and go, yeah, I know how this is going to go, I'll just do it by hand really quick. If you look at it and go, that's going to get ugly, there's a good chance I'll make an error in the calculation, I'll switch to the CAS.
When's exam 2?
When? After exam 1.
When's exam 1?
So in the exam period at the end of the year.
Why don't we get a stage 4 option?
What if you like?
If we get a stage 4 option.
So we've got 2 exams at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Nice.
You would have had 2 in the middle of the year had that not happened as well. Did I give those to you guys for the practice? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've got an idea of what sort of stuff happens. The end of year 1 will definitely be harder than the middle of the year 1 because the end of the year has everything from the year. The mid-year only has the first half of the year. That's right. At the end of next year, it's everything across the 2 years. So you have to be fresh.
How big are these?
How big are these? An hour for exam 1, 2 hours for exam 2.
Oh, nice.
Plus 15 minutes reading on the start page.
Alright, okay. So, wait, are you saying an hour and 15 minutes, or?
An hour and 15
Are they
minutes
all-
for exam 1 and 2 hours and 15 minutes for exam 2, on different days.
Is it all at one sitting?
Different days.
Oh,
So it's usually, for exams for 12, it's usually a Wednesday for exam 1 and a Thursday for exam 2. So that's 18H. Do not bother doing this if you haven't done absolutely everything else first. I would highly recommend attempting to do these by hand. Well, let's do this by hand. So this left guy, f of x, we need to expand him out. X squared minus 2ax plus b squared y equals b. Expand this, x cubed, what have we got? Minus bx squared minus 2ax squared. Did I do that? This, yep. Minus 2abx plus a squared x minus b. No, wonder. Alphabetical order.
Let's just fix that.
Okay. So now I've got, what was it? Plus that. This minus 2a squared. I should probably put this the other way around, but doesn't matter. Plus a squared minus 2a x. Oh, squared b. Cool. Alright, so that's our expanded thing.
Where'd you expand?
Because I want to derive.
No, what did you expand?
That's the original.
Ah, yeah.
Cool. Alright, now I want to derive. You could derive from this line or that line. I'm just going to do it from this one because it just means that I know where all my terms are.
Where?
Plus negative 2b minus 4a x plus a squared minus 2b. Cool.
Wait, can we do that though?
Can you derive
I
that?
don't think we can do that.
Why not?
Because we're multiplying.
Yeah, this is just a constant. This is the number. Yeah?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. If there was an x in here, yeah, then we'd have trouble.
Bye.
There's no x in there, so we're okay. This is just some number. Cool. Great. Next bit we wanted to do though was make this thing equal 0. Right. You can do it. Right? What kind of equation is it?
Do you have to do
Parabola is the shape.
cubic?
Oh, sorry, it's a
Cubic's a different shape.
polynomial.
Yeah, polynomial.
Long division.
No.
Polynomial square.
Polynomial square.
Root.
Quadratic, thank you. It's a quadratic, x squared. Yeah?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was about to say.
Parabola is the shape, right?
Basically,
Right.
Yeah, so it's every way around it.
So it's a quadratic equation. Great. How can you solve any quadratic equation? Just solve.
quadratic formula.
Quadratic formula. So we can use quadratic formula on this.
Oh.
You just have to be careful because this is A, this is now B,
Oh, no.
this is now C. Right. Notice I've changed to capitals so that I don't mess up what A's and B's are. Cool. Quadratic formula equals negative B plus minus B
Square.
squared
Minus 4AC over 2AB.
just 2A.
We're so bad.
Then
2A.
Bloody LCJ, you're so bad.
Cool. Negative B becomes positive 2B plus 4A plus minus B squared. This thing squared is going to be what? Ugh. All the... No, no, no.
It's very nice.
He's going to move that negative out there. Are we happy with
Isn't it
that?
like 4b squared minus?
That's what we're looking for?
You.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just move the negative out. The negative is going to immediately cancel when I square it. Cool. This times itself gives me 4b squared. This times this would be 8ab. I'm going to do that twice, so I'll get 16ab. This thing squared, 16a. Are we happy?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. What was that? That was b squared. Okay.
wait, 4 times 4 times 4.
Right, a little bit
4
more.
8 times 4 8 is 16.
Squared. 4 squared, a squared. Oh, sorry. Drop. Is that what you were saying, TJ?
You.
Good job. Good catch. Minus 4 lots of A, which is just 3, that's nice. Times C, not so nice.
Yeah, those little mistakes here that make you stuff up the whole
Yes,
thing.
it is. All over 2A, which is just 6. Brilliant. Okay. 2B plus 4A. What do we do with this? We go 12A squared. Squared minus minus becomes plus. This was a 12, so that's a 24AB. Cool. Okay, can we cancel some stuff out? Yes. This we've got a b squared by itself. We've got 4a squared and what's this? 40ab. Cool. 6. Oh. 2b plus 4a. Okay. What do you want to do from there?
Take out a factor of 4.
Take out a factor of 4, yeah? Cool, so I'm going to have a 2 out front here.
Oh, good work.
A squared plus b squared plus 10ab all over 6. What do you want to do from there?
Simplify
Simplify what?
the 6 and the 2 and the 4.
You could do that. Is that the most pressing problem?
No.
This thing, right?
Yes.
Ease.
Can you
Think of the a's as x's.
Oh, factorize
sure.
it.
You.
Right, I need to factorise this thing. 2 things that times to b that add to 10b. Can I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, what do you get?
I don't know.
Okay.
Today, big.
Why?
Listen to what I'm saying.
Plus, you know, we'll write the whole thing. Squared.
Yeah,
Cool, we don't know what we're doing, so maybe we should try completing the square. So a plus 5b squared plus some unknown, I'll just write it, plus some unknown k.
so that's 25.
Right, this would give me 25b squared. I only want b squared, so I need minus 24b squared. Is that what I wanted?
Yeah.
Yep, cool.
Can you do different perfect square?
Yep, different perfect squares. So we've got plus root 24b A plus 5 minus root 24b. A plus 5 square root of 24, so what are we doing? Taking out anything better?
An 8, and oh no, 4.
What's what we got? Plus, so that becomes 2, lots of 6. B. A plus, that bracket should have been there. A plus 5 minus 2 root 6 b. Cool, so we've got that. Can we put that under the square root and actually do anything useful with it? No, so we get stuck.
Nice.
After all that work. Was it obvious early on that this was going to get messy?
Yes.
Yes, right, so you'd switch to cat. Is it possible to do this manually? Yes. And we're going to bother to show you how to do that? No. Because it's not in the methods course.
Do you have to do such equations in exam like this?
It will, this exact sort, where it gets this messy, will only be an exam 2, where you've got the CAS to carry you through the algebra.
You reckon we'll be ready before that?
I reckon you'll be ready before then. If you actually do all the work and everything, yeah, easily. But that's up to you. I think that's everything. Yeah. So yeah, only do this if you've done everything else before, because unsurprisingly, this will go sideways really quickly, and if you get lost, you'll get real lost. You will need your CAS for most of the questions in there. I recommend that you do things algebraically yourself by hand, and then when it goes cactus, switch. And then get used to using your CAS. The more you can do by hand though, the better, because you just get more practice that way. But at the same time, the more you do on the CAS, the faster you get with the CAS. So either way. But yeah, for a lot of the questions in there, you will definitely get stuck algebraically, manually. Cool. Questions, queries? Cool. That's it. Always draw as well. Whenever you can, draw something, because it helps clear your space in your mind of exactly what you are or aren't dealing with. Cool.